Good morning, children. Today, class for ninth class. Subject is biological science. Children, we discussing about the animal tissues. In the animal tissues, we discuss about the epithelial tissues, areolar tissues, bone tissues, cartilage tissue, and blood. And in that one blood, we are discussing about the different type of blood cells and their functions. And in previous topic, we discussed about that one how we determined the blood group of the persons. So first of all, the German doctor Landsteiner classified the blood group into four major groups AB, O, and depending upon the RH factors in the blood groups also negative, positives are there. Today we are discussing about the muscular tissues. Muscular tissues. So the type of tissues that are helpful for the movements in our body are called as muscular tissue. The type of tissues that are helpful for the movement of tissues are called as muscular tissues. The type of tissues that are helpful for the movement of tissues are called as muscular tissues. And you know that one this muscular tissues helpful for the movements in our body, such as the movements of hands and the movements of the legs. And slightly these muscles also helpful for the movements of the blood vessels. Movements of the blood vessels also. And our heart also works based upon this muscles. Based upon this muscles, our heart also works based upon these muscles. And in muscular tissue, a special type of protein are present. And the special type of proteins that are present in the muscular tissue are called as contractile proteins. Okay, the special type of proteins that are present in our muscles, the special type of proteins that are present in our muscles are called as contractile proteins. Which proteins? Contractile proteins. Because of the presence of this contractile proteins, okay, we can move any part in our body. We can move any part in our body. And based upon their functions and structure, based upon their structure and functions, this muscular tissue are classified into three types based upon their structure and function. Normally these muscular tissues are classified into three types. One are striated muscles, the second one are non-striated muscles, the third one are cardiac muscles. What? Cardiac muscle. Based upon their structure and function, muscular tissues are classified into three types. One is striated muscles, the second one is non-striated muscles, the third one is cardiac muscles. The third one is cardiac muscle. Normally during winter we shiver. What is the reason behind this shiver? అంటే చలికాలంలో మనం బాగా వణుకుతాం. What is the reason behind this? So when we shiver, at the time the body muscles are continuously contract. When the muscles are contract, at the time larger amount of heat energy is produced. When the muscles are contract, at the time large amount of heat is produced. So this keeps us very warm during the cooler conditions, during the cool conditions. So first of all, we are discussing about the striated muscles. So the type of muscles that show alternative light and dark bands. The type of muscles that shows alternative light and dark bands in their structure are called as striated muscles. Means nothing but when we observe the structure of these muscles, some light bands means nothing but like marks, lines like structures are there. Means light color. After some that we observe that one dark color lines are there. So how these lines are arranged in a pattern? First light color bands, then dark color bands. So that's why they appear like a what lines. So striated means straight lines. We observe that one. So the muscles that shows alternative light and dark bands in their structure are called as striated muscles. And normally we can easily move this type of muscle by our conscious effort. By our conscious effort. Normally we can move this type of muscles or these type of muscles by our conscious effort. So this type of muscles are called as voluntary muscles. This type of muscles are called as what? Voluntary muscles. Normally we can easily move these muscles by our conscious effort. So that's why these muscles are called as voluntary muscle. For example, when we want to move our hand, so it is possible. Yes. So I want to wish to move my hand. Then it is possible by our muscle. So that is voluntary muscle. Suppose I want to move my leg from one side to another side. Is possible? Yes. So normally this type of muscles are present in hands and legs of our body. Normally these type of muscles are present in hands and legs of the body. Mainly these muscles are attached to the bones of our body. Means nothing but in hands we are majorly, the hands are majorly made up of bones and our legs are also majorly made up of bones. So majorly these muscles are attached to the our bones. That's why these muscles are called as skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles. So these muscles have names: striated muscles, voluntary muscles, and skeletal muscles. What? Skeletal muscles. And we observe that normally many nucleus are present in these muscle cells. Many nucleus are present in this muscle tissues. So they are multinucleated. What? Multinucleated. Normally these muscles are branched. Means nothing but from one muscle another muscle also attached to the one muscle. So these are branched and multinucleated striated muscles. The type of muscles that shows alternative light and dark bands in their structure are called as striated muscles. Normally we can move these muscles by our conscious effort. So this type of muscles are called as voluntary muscles. Mainly these muscles are attached to the bones of our hands and legs. So that's why they are called as skeletal muscle. We observe this type of muscles in our hands and legs. Mainly this type of muscles are branched and multinucleated. This is the information about the striated muscles. Next children, we are discussing about the non-striated muscles. Non-striated muscles, the type of muscles that do not show alternative light and dark bands in their structure. So that's why they are called as non-striated muscles. The type of muscles that do not show alternate light and dark bands, in their structure are called as non-striated muscles. So in the structure we didn't observe light bands and dark bands. So they are called as smooth muscles. They are called as what? Smooth muscles. Non-striated muscles also called as smooth muscle because absence of light and dark bands, and we cannot move this type of muscles by our conscious effort. By our conscious effort. By our conscious effort, we cannot move this type of muscles. So these are called as involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles. What? These are called as what? Involuntary muscles. Why? Because nothing but we cannot move this type of muscles by our conscious effort. Mainly we observe this type of muscles in our intestines. Okay, in intestines we have smooth muscles or non-striated muscles. So say to your intestine to move, possible. They listen our command, no, not possible. And the blood vessel contraction and relaxation also by the non-striated muscles only. Yes or not? Yes. So in blood vessels also we observe this type of muscle. In not only that one, in the uterus, is garbhashyam, also we observe this type of muscles. So we can't observe the movement of this muscle by our conscious movement, and the brain, our brain only controls, and the autonomous system of our brain only controls this type of muscle contraction and relaxation. Okay. Next, normally these muscles are pointed in structure, means monodeli untai, and we observe that one only single nucleus is present in this type of muscle cell. Only single nucleus is present in this type of cells. So uninucleated. What? Uninucleated. So non-striated muscles, the type of muscles that do not show alternative light and dark bands in their structure are called as non-striated muscles. Because of the absence of light and dark bands in their structure, they are called as smooth muscles. We can't move this type of muscles by our conscious effort, so they are called as involuntary muscles. We observe this type of muscles in our intestines, in blood vessels, in the uterus, in the eye pupil, means kanuguddu, retina, we observe that one. In that one also we observe this type of muscles. Mainly this type of muscles are pointed and uninucleated. Last we are discussing about that one word, cardiac muscles. What? Cardiac muscles. So the type of muscles which are present in our heart are called as cardiac muscles. The type of muscles that are present in our heart are called as cardiac muscles. So normally these cardiac muscles are resembles to the striated muscles in their structure. Means nothing but cardiac muscles shows alternative light and dark bands in their structure. Alternative light and dark bands in their structure. Means nothing but the beards they resembles the striated muscles in their structure. But involuntary in function, you can move the heart muscles by your conscious. Say your heart to beat slowly, or to say your heart to beat fast. The heart listen your command. No, why? Because nothing but the movement of heart muscles is not commanded by our conscious effort. So that's why it is involuntary functions. So it resembles to non-striated muscles in function. So we observe cardiac muscles in the heart. They resembles striated muscles in their structure and resembles to the non-striated muscles in their function. Majorly we observe in the heart. This is about the cardiac muscles. Last animal tissues we are discussing about that one, nervous tissue. So the type of animal tissues that responds to the external and internal stimuli are called as the type of animal tissues that responds to the external and internal stimuli are called as nervous tissue. So brain and spinal cord. In brain and spinal cord we observe nerves. Today we are discussing about the structure of the nerve cell. Normally the nerve cells are elongated in their structure. You know about the structure of nerve cell. They are elongated in structure, and basically we observe three parts in each nerve cell. Basically we observe how many parts? Three parts. One nerve cell body, second one are dendrites, the third one are axon. So nerve cell body is nothing but the part of the nerve cell that consisting of nucleus and cytoplasm is called as nerve cell body. And inside the nerve cell body we observe that one a small granular structures are present, and the granules that are present inside the nerve cells are called as Nissl granules. Nissl granules. And from the cell body small branches are originated. So the small branches that are originated from the nerve cell are called as dendrites. The small branches that are originated from the nerve cell are called as dendrites. And one of the branch is very long when compared to the other dendrite. The longest branch of the nerve cell, is called as axon. What? Axon. And axon is covered with one insulatory sheath. Axon is covered with one insulatory sheath. That insulatory sheath is called as myelin sheath. What? Myelin sheath. And the myelin sheath is not entirely covers the axon, and here and there a small gaps are present. Okay, the gaps which are present in the axon region are called as Ranvier nodes, and the cells, small cells which are present in the nerve cell are called as Schwann cells. What? Schwann cells. Next, the axon is terminated with the terminal button. Here, why some gaps are present in the axon region? So, nerve cells are important for the transmission of information from one part of our body to the another part, especially organs to the brain. Suppose when we put our leg or place our leg upon the sharp object, we immediately draw back our foot. How it is possible? Because of the fast information that is transmitted through the nerves. So nerve cells plays important role in the transporting of that signals in our body. Thank you, children.